Hola! So this is my video of I've got at least 5 things that I've been either impressed with or really enjoyed since we've been down here. Uh, Things that have surprised me, maybe. Um, my first one um, that I've been kind of excited about is time outside not working. That's my caveat to that. In the States, I spent a lot of time um, outside, but I was always working when I was outside, or almost always working when I was outside. And here I spend a lot of time outside, not working, touching the ground, touching the beach, touching the water, you know, actually outside grounding myself. Um, it's really nice to not have to do things outside. And, here I do it kind of out of necessity. Sometimes it's a little hot. Um, and that's on my list as well. Even though it is hot sometimes here, most of the time here, uh, I don't I don't worry about it too much as far as electric bills, air conditioning, gas. All of the things that we have to deal with in the states. We still have an electric bill, but without the air conditioning and everything, it's not nearly as expensive. Um, and everything here is a lot cheaper. It's getting more expensive here. It's getting more expensive in the states. It's pretty well more expensive everywhere right now, but it's still a lot cheaper than living in the states. So uh, I guess that's technically number two. Um, yeah. So the people here are kind of amazing. Even when I'm butchering their language, trying to speak, uh, which is just really uncomfortable. People in the states tend to give Mexicans kind of a hard time when they don't speak, or any Spanish speaking. It's not just Mexico, but people give them a hard time when they come to the states and can't speak English. Technically, the United States doesn't have uh, a selected language. The majority speak English, but technically, it's not legally our adopted language. Um, but here, we don't really get a hard time from the people when we don't speak. I'm sure some of them are annoyed, but I don't speak enough Spanish to understand when they are annoyed. So, which is a problem that I'm working on solving. Um, it's it's nice. It doesn't matter where we go. We always find somebody who is willing to be helpful and friendly. And when we run into people that speak Spanish, even if it's 2 or 3 words, I had a guy come up to me in the bodega, the store, a while back. Bodega actually translates to warehouse, but that's basically what the store is that we go to. It's owned by Walmart, and it's just kind of a warehouse of stuff. But we had a guy, he didn't speak much English at all, but he knew good morning and he knew God bless you. And he used both of those. He wanted to greet me. It was very important when he saw me. And it was very important that I hear the words that he knew, I guess. And it's nice. You run into people like that everywhere. And but yeah, it's nice to be accepted even when you're doing terribly to their language. um, yeah, and on that note, um, with the people here, and there are pockets of some dangerous places in Mexico. There's pockets of dangerous places in the United States. There's pockets of bad people everywhere in the world. This is not at all how the media displays it. The media, the movies, the none of it. Most of the people in Mexico are good people that just want to live their lives and you know go day to day without people messing with them. Much like most of the people in the United States or any other country, they just want to live their lives and be left alone. And So you got to quit watching the media and quit watching the movies and getting those ideas. But you still got to be careful no matter where you're at, no matter what part of the world you're in. There are people out there that are out to harm and whatever. Just gotta watch your back, no matter where you're at. Um, and really, my last one um, is just the beauty. You see, I got my palm trees behind me here. That's outside my front window. I'm sitting in my kitchen right now. Um, we are sandwiched right between the mountains and the ocean, and those are two places that I've loved my entire life, and now I get the chance to live here, and it's just an amazing, amazing place. Um, it's a very poor part of Mexico, but I don't know. I don't know what the stuff has to do with anything. It's the people and the nature that are gorgeous. So it's well worth the trip if you ever get the chance to visit Mexico. This isn't. I mean, Puerto Escondido, which is about 45 minutes from us, is kind of a tourist attraction. Even that area, I mean, it's still very poor, but it's very worth the trip. It's worth coming down and seeing how people do things here. And there's a lot of places I go. Our church is always excited to see new Americans in their church, which is kind of just a fun thing to have. So anyway, those are my 5 or 6 things that I have just been impressed with since we've been down here. Some things that I've been a little bit surprised by. Um, we're working on electric bills right now. I mentioned that, and some reason they have jumped quite a bit. They're still nowhere near what they were in the United States, but somehow they jumped a lot this last month, or the last 2 months, I guess. They're on a 2 month cycle. So we're trying to figure all of that out. But anyway, that's my stuff, and hopefully sometime soon we'll make some videos in Spanish. Right now, I don't want to butcher it that badly on film, but I'll try and write a script in Spanish, and we'll use some words that we know, and maybe we can have a small conversation. Maybe bring in one of our Mexican friends that we can kind of have a conversation with. So, anyway, we look forward to doing that in the future. Adios.